8 nejlepších týmů světa, které se setkají zde o titul mistra světa parádky v Ostravě. The best 8 teams of the world. We will start with Italy. Itálie. Japonsko. Japan. Kanada. South Korea. Czech Republic. Norsko. Norway. Spojené státy americké. United States of America. Słowa, przywitamy was Szwedzko, Sweden. A Czech Republic.
Chtěl bych moc poděkovat Moravskoslezskému kraji a statutárnímu městu Ostrava za jejich vstřícný postoj k tomuto projektu a maximální podporu. Moc vám děkujeme a zároveň bych chtěl poděkovat skvělému organizačnímu týmu, který pro vás tuhletou parádu připravil. Jsem přesvědčen, že čas strávený na mistrovství světa pro
to game number 4 on day 1 of the World Para Ice Hockey Championships 2019. We're here in the Ostrava Arena and we're waiting for what can only be called the big one. Canada versus the United States of America. It's the second Group A game of the day. We've had 2 crackers in Group B. We started Group A in spectacular form as well. Korea and Norway tussling to a 3-2 victory to the Paralympic bronze medal winners. Korea chasing down a 3rd straight bronze medal at a major tournament. For one of these 2 sides, it's only ever about the gold. Canada versus the United States of America. That is what's coming right up here. Alongside me, the legendary Canadian goaltender, it is Paul Rosen.
Yeah, Alan, this should be a fantastic game. Anytime Canada and the United States get a chance to play each other, it's a huge contest. There's a lot of bad blood between Canada and the U.S. in the last little while. It's gone back and forth. The U.S. beating Canada in the Paralympics, in Korea coming back with a late goal to tie it up and then winning it in overtime. Canada beating the U.S. in the Worlds the year before in Korea. So this is kind of the rubber match, Alan.
That 4-1 scoreline in 2017. The defending champions wearing their predominantly red jerseys with the black trim across the top. As for the Americans, they're all in white under the lights of the Ostrava Arena here in the Czech Republic. Owen Lutski of Norway is tonight's referee. The linesman, Andreas Lunden from Sweden, and Leon Vesely of the Czech Republic is the other linesman as well. McGregor and Josh Pauls, the 2 captains. Changing captaincy for Canada, Greg Westlake, formerly the captain. He took a few months off and captaincy has changed over. There are the team lineups then, the rosters for both. Dominic Larocque will aim to be just that, a rock between the pipes for the Canadian team. Billy Bridges has already promised us some big goals in this tournament, he said. Let's see how he fares today. So, David Hoff stands against this man, Ken Barbie. And a change in coach for the United States of America. Not too many changes in personnel. You can count your money on Steve Cash. He keeps goal once again. Jen Lee is the backup for the Americans. It is 2 squads full of uber talent, and it oozes out. And this man, David Hoff, has a big task in his hands. He's got to find a winning formula at the World Championships for the USA. It doesn't get much bigger than this. Canada taking on the United States of America. Welcome to the Ostrava Arena. Alan March alongside me, former Canadian goalie, the one and only Paul Rosen, and we are in for a cracker.
We are. This is going to be a great game. You got Steve Cash, one of the best goalies in the world. He's won pretty well everything from 2009. Won the pairs in 10, won the pairs in 14, again in 18. Dominic Larocque, up and coming, a great goaltender. Canada's got a little bit of a good problem, Alan. They've got 2 great goalies in Dominic Larocque and Corbin Watson. They're always fighting for that #1 spot.
Hey, they've got 3 great goalies. You just happen to be up here with me.
No, my equipment will never be put on again.
Only at Halloween, apparently.
Never.
Right in the centre, Declan Farmer. 37 seconds on the clock when Farmer broke the hearts of the Canadians to bring the game level in Pyeongchang. Who comes out on top this time around? Welcome to the Ostrava Arena. Welcome to the World Para Ice Hockey Championships of 2019. Welcome to a venue that has already given us goals, and in an early start. Bridges promised us something wild a little bit earlier on in the conversation with you, and he was trying to do that early.
Yeah, and Bridges has a cannon of a shot. You can ask my dentist. He's knocked a few of my teeth out. He fires it in hard to get a rebound. Consolino started the game with a big hit in the neutral zone, and that's Canada's speed and physical play.
Neither of these two sides will want to give an inch in the early stages, but I tell you what they've both done. They've already both tried to fire on target. That was Zeech a moment ago for the USA. Farmer.
Sometimes you would think Farmer has the puck on a string to his stick. He is so good. So small and so good. Very difficult to hit.
A big warm hello to anyone and everyone that's tuning in. Where you are watching it from doesn't matter to us, as long as you enjoy it. That is the main thing. And these two on the opening day of the World Championships, it's enough to make you excited as McGregor goes on the charge.
Heavy speed there from McGregor. McGregor is an incredible story. McGregor playing hockey, looked like he had a real good career in able-bodied hockey, lost his leg to cancer, gets an opportunity to play the greatest game in the world for Canada. What can you say? Unbelievable.
The stories behind the players often surprise people, and some of the things that they can do on the ice surprises you once again.
You stay back.
Yeah, every single one of these players on Canada and the US comes with an incredible story.
On the far side, neat play. The Americans, then they collide together, and they'll have to start all over again with the number 3 to Quebec. Who's lost his stick.
Roybal picked the puck up with his hand and threw it into the corner. Lucky he didn't get a delay game penalty.
Big chance, big chance here. Great feed inside, and it's wide. Wonderfully delivered into the center area, only to be thrashed wide. Bridges from distance, and that one's ushered away by Farmer.
A little shaky there from Steve Cash as it started out with a great play by McGregor, and he threw it over to Hickey, Liam Hickey from Newfoundland and Labrador, the first player from that province, and he ripped it.
Well, the first of many big opportunities, I'm sure, and Hickey fundamental in that previous chance. Now decides to take a breather. Push forward by Hargis, but easy for Larocque.
Yeah, Larocque freezes it there, and Larocque's another great story, an incredible kid who is part of our military, Canadian military. He loses his leg in Afghanistan. He gets an opportunity to play the great game of hockey. He's playing goal. He started as a forward with the Canadian team, and now he's a goaltender, making some big stops for Canada.
They didn't nickname him the Warrior for nothing.
Absolutely.
Canada just outside their own crease, and they start. Wide it goes to Zach Levin. One of 4 Canadians taking their bow at a World Championships for the first time, along with Riley, LaHoo and Dunn. Although Dunn was part of the Pyeongchang roster.
Crowd is starting to get riled up here. That's a delayed offside. Offside
called then.
There's a lot of youngsters on both these squads. When I played the game for Canada, we had a lot of older players. Very difficult for an older player to play at this level now. It's just so much commitment. The younger guys just have to train like crazy. Different game.
Just saw a shot of Rico Roman, 38-year-old from Portland. Wearing 23. Pretty much sled onto the board. Head-on style. As again, Canada look to Bill. That's getting away from them. Cozzolino in the mix then.
Oh, Bridges just missed.
Bridges 18. He and Farmer, the standout sometimes when you think about these lineups. The names that you're looking for. The players that can do something from nothing, it would seem.
There's a lot of them. Obviously, Farmer is a standout, Bridges is a standout, but you've got McGregor and some great players on this Canadian team and on the American team.
McGregor involved just momentarily.
Dom Cozzolino's playing really well so far.
He's seeing a lot of the puck, unable to get the shot away. Wedged in to this near side board, but the Canadians get away with it. Hickey, now Cozzolino in there again. Farmer it is that pushes it out to the far side, and on the chase.
Some sloppy play down low.
Chance for Westlake, and that's parried away.
Westlake with a big shot. Nice stop by Steve Cash.
And a big hit on the boards as well. Almost like the full stop.
Well, I tell you what, Alan, Coach Babby will be very happy with this start. Canada has come out. They've played the game that they have to play, a lot of speed. They've blocked the Americans into their zone for almost the entire 5 minutes. They've forced Cash to make some big stops. And now Bridges coming back out.
Certainly the energy levels seem to be just that slightly higher in the red jerseys so far. But you win nothing in the opening game and you don't win a game in the opening period. It has been a good start, 9:43 on the clock here in the first period. We're at the zeros. Who can get that to change?
Sorley with a big hit down low.
That's easy for Rodney Crane. Who pushes it away from the attentions of Farmer, and the US will start again. Josh Paul's the forefront, another big hit. This one comes in from Jack Wallace. And then neither team able to take control. It's with Cozzolino. That's lovely. Doesn't quite make the pass into the path of Lahou.
So the collision in the neutral zone. Farmer's got it. Roybal.
Bridges was involved with Wallace in that collision. Now a chance for the US. And they'll move away, Canada. It's behind him. And the two number 8s from either side, competing on the left, and down the left wing come the USA.
Big hit by Hickey.
Yeah, just trying to drop back for anybody coming onto it, but there was nobody there. Another big hit on this near side. Well,
right at the center ice red line.
Nobody said this game was for the weak of heart, and that one fired by Lavin. It's 0-0. We'll be back in a moment. Either side able to break the other down enough to get a clear-cut chance. A couple of saves from Steve Cash. The talking point so far, Canada versus the United States of America here on day one of the World Para Ice Hockey Championships 2019. We're in the Czech Republic. We're inside the Ostrava Arena. And is this the first big chance for the USA? No, some very resolute defending once again by Greg Westlake.
Great back checking by Westlake. He's working hard.
Clever from Lavin. Just maneuvering the puck away from the oncoming US attention. Another neat turn as well. Now, he does not know that's there. And that's a level of sloppiness that the Canadians and Americans don't often appreciate. And the sort of mistake they don't often make. Hickey. Bridges on the far side. Tyrone Henry in the middle of the neutral zone, but this will come to McDermott, who's somewhat bundled over by Westlake, who...
Great play by Westlake on a forecheck again. Super back check and then a heavy forecheck. He's all over the ice.
Exceptionally competitive athlete is Westlake, but here's the chance for Bridges. Couldn't get the shot away. Can he find a teammate to assist? No, Pauls is there. It's the Americans that can get it away. That's a hit on Pauls.
Nice long pass up. Transition pass from Dominic Larocque to Billy Bridges.
Bridges coming off. So just sends it down the far side board. And here is Corbin Smith. And Cozzolino didn't know where
Nice
it was.
play.
That's an excellent, excellent pass out of the left wing. It's not taken by Zeech as he would have liked. The Canadians lose possession. And it's Farmer trying to build something for the USA. The noise inside the Ostrava Arena is not bad at all. It doesn't quite match the 7,500 we had earlier on for the Czech Republic game itself.
Oh, big hit
That is
by
huge.
Josh Pauls in the neutral zone.
Well, Cozzolino gets up and comes off. That's a little bit loose as well. And Farmer and Pauls behind their own net combine to move it forward.
Dangerous play. You cannot do that in front of the net.
Every now and again, a risk sometimes is worth taking. Corbin Smith has done really well to turn twice. The third turn nearly got him in trouble. Henry behind his own goal. Lovely little drop back. And it's a little scrappy.
It is for the first game.
Not exceptionally fluid, and no offside called here. Dunn has it wedged against the board, and he's lost out to the opposite number 4. And away come the US with Reubel. He then loses out to Hickey, but a hit on him frees up the puck once more.
A bit of pressure on Hickey. Hickey was a forward most of his career. They just dropped him back to play defense. A lot of speed from him.
Nearly a face full of sled for Lahou there. Wallace getting a little bit airborne. Nothing too sinister for the officials to be
You might have a
concerned
transition
by,
play
and
here.
If that's a good ball, well, it is across the ice. Hickey trying to turn,
Oh, good.
trying to find his
Oh.
man, and it just gets away from the captain.
Hickey with a beautiful down pass, slip down pass to McGregor. He just missed it, and that would have been an absolutely beautiful goal. They work on that in practice, Alan.
Well, it's still 0-0. as the spectators around the outside are entertained. The athletes inside the ring keep their game faces very much on. Steve Cash.
Got a couple of Canada flags right in front of us, our broadcast booth.
And plenty of people from all over the world joining us on Facebook as well to watch this. Many of them from the States and Canada, of course, as the race is on to regain possession and just ushered out the way. A chance for Wallace to steal possession back. And it really is fairly scrappy between the recognised two best teams in the world. Hickey trying to come into the short side.
Nice blocker stop by Steve Cash, but a good play by Hickey trying to just squeeze it in. Blocker and post.
Marvin Westlake battling with Roybal and Gooley. But it's Farmer that comes away with it. He's been held, surely.
That's going to be a hold on Tyler McGregor.
And out comes the goalie because the penalty is coming, but Steve Cash, by the time he'd made it here.
And that's the one thing that you're going to see if you're watching these games. You might have watched the game before with Czech, and it's a delayed penalty. The goalies don't move. It's the one thing that Canadians and the Americans do a lot better than any other team. On a delayed penalty, you'll see Larocque come to the bench for the extra attacker. You'll see Cash, like he just did, come, and the extra. It makes such a big difference to have that added player on for 10, 15, 30 seconds. Smart coaching, smart play.
Well, penalty against Tyler McGregor. So 2 minutes 35 on the clock. Most of that will be served a man up for the United States. That's clever. Coming in from the left wing. What can they create? Josh Paul's the captain. Part of the five that are out there for the US trying to get this power play goal. No period in these championships today, or no first period in these championships today has ended goalless. Are we heading that way? 2:11 on the clock here, Paul. This isn't quite as smooth and as free-flowing as we perhaps thought it would be.
It's the first period of a world championship. It's not just any tournament. The world's come around once a year. You want to win that ring. You want to get that gold medal. It'll get a lot better. Bridges with a big win. That's one thing Billy does a lot. Big win on the draw. It is critical to the kill. Back to the D-man, and he throws it down. Wastes about 20 seconds.
Certainly does. We're down to 120 on the penalty. Wallace moving at pace here, and they've allowed him to get so far, and then a little bit of miscontrol from himself. But a big chance here. Oh, it's opened up for Paul's. Saved. Spilt it a little bit, holding on tight. Well, all of a sudden it was the parting of the ocean, and the captain found himself in acres of space.
And that's a big part of the success of Larocque and Watson. They get as big as they can, as square to the puck as they can, force the player like Josh Paul's there to hit him in the belly and hold it and freeze it. They work on that in practice a lot, Alan.
Wallace pulls to his left.
Westlake is staying with him tight.
Trying to move it across into that crease area, but nothing going, and that's unlucky. A bit of an air shot, and we're down to 43 seconds of the power play.
That was a nice try, trying to slip it through the back door. Didn't work. Good kill so far for Canada.
This is the most assured the Americans, I think, have been. And Wallace, lovely little bit of skill to get through. And once again, the big man in the Canada net is not letting him pass.
Yeah, you're not going to score on Larocque from there. He's got a great glove. He moves around a lot, very flexible. You're not scoring on him from that far out.
But nothing has been lost or gained by either of these sides so far. 1:03 on the game clock in this first period. 25 seconds of the penalty remains. Bridges is moved away.
That's the second time the linesman is throwing Bridges out of the draw. He threw them both out, Farmer also.
Maybe it was just too much talent for one linesman to cope with.
It's very possible.
This is Farmer.
Nice play.
Nice. That's lovely and that's wild.
He's trying to take that only spot open up top. It's not going in.
Westlake just took a big hit off the near side boards, right in front of Watson, the backup goalie. Paul's fed in neatly right in front of the goalie. And a miscontrol allows Canada off the hook somewhat.
He slowed it down, actually. He hurt his chances by touching it.
This is de Quebec coming on and just fired forward. Tyrone Henry. Nine on this near side is Corbin Smith. 20 years of age. And that is your lot for the first period then. It's the first time at the 2019 World Para Ice Hockey Championships that we've got nothing to show in the first period. It's Canada 0, United States of America 0.
Yeah, well, you know what? It was a good feel-out period. Both teams had some good chances. Both teams had some sloppy play, but it is period one in the World Championship, and it's only going to get better. Couple of big stops by Dominic Larocque. Both coaches, I think, will be happy, but will also talk to the players about getting a little more cohesive in their passes.
So welcome back to the coverage of the World Para Ice Hockey Championships 2019. We're right here inside the Ostrava Arena in the Czech Republic, the third biggest city inside the Czech Republic, just 15 kilometers away from the Polish border. Wherever you are in the world watching this, a big thank you to all of you for tuning in. Shout out to Patrick Bailey, who says wants a shout out to the Manchester Mayhem Para Ice Sledge Hockey Team. Bit of a mouthful.
Excellent.
But, you know, this is a sport that's growing all the time. Paul, from the start of your career to now you're in the commentary booth. Big changes already.
Huge, absolutely huge. When I started playing in 2000, the first Paralympics in Salt Lake City in 2002, you had Sweden, Norway, Canada, and the States. That was pretty well it. Now you have countries all over the world. You have club teams all over the world. You know, you're talking about the UK. There is an enormous amount of club teams, and that's how the game is going to get better every year, because the countries will get better through grassroots programs from club programs.
Two of the best para ice hockey teams on the planet, the best, shall we say. Let's cut the rubbish from that sentence. The best world para ice hockey teams on show in the final game of day number one. All about the zeros, though, in that first period. Neither Canada nor United States of America could break the deadlock, and you might be able to see from the shot that you got at the moment, it's quite dark in the stands, and there's several thousand here who've remained after we got nearly 7,500 earlier on from the game between the Czech Republic and Japan. Great to see that some of the guys and girls have stuck around in the stands to take in the action of game number 4. And why wouldn't you want to watch Canada versus the USA here on the opening day? 4 more games tomorrow, of course. 9:30 is the start tomorrow morning local time. 2.5 minutes away from getting going in the second period. As you can see, nothing really to report. There's nothing on there because nothing happened in terms of rippling the net. What did happen? Some big hits, some good play, but nothing that could open up an opportunity good enough for either goalie to be beaten here under the lights of the Ostrava Arena. You can see plenty of education about para hockey taking place outside of the ring. This is just some of the things that are happening. That man there's got a great view. Welcome back then inside the Ostrava Arena. Canada against the United States of America. It simply doesn't get as big as this in the World Para Ice Hockey Championships of 2019. They play on the opening day. You'd have to be very, very astute with your money to back against this being the final game of these championships come May the 4th.
Anything can happen in sport, Alan, but I would say don't bet your house that Canada or the U.S. will not be in the gold medal game. You might be sleeping on the street.
Well, yeah, don't ever gamble your house, kids. It's bad. As we mentioned, neither side able to open up the other, which is the first time on day one that we went with a stalemate at the end of the first period. Again, big thank you to everybody watching around the globe. People enjoying the coverage, mainly enjoying the hockey that is on offer. These two giant nations, massive in the game, both para and able-body. So far, this game has been a little bit more cagey, a little bit less open. Some nifty footwork from the referee there. It nearly gave the Canadians an advantage, and they might have one anyway. Is this the first opportunity of the second period? No, ushered away.
Costellino took an extra second there, and sometimes at this level, you don't have an extra second. You got to just slip that one off and let it go.
Noah Grove getting heavily involved in that clearance a moment ago, and now he's on the chase, but he won't get to that. McGregor will.
Just took the curling play to get in. You know, you're talking briefly, you talked about the new coach for the U.S. Their old coach, Jeff Sauer, was one of the greatest coaches of all time, a legend in NCAA hockey. He died, unfortunately, of cancer last year, just months before the Korean Games. And when the U.S. won the games, they had a flag with the initials JS. It was heartwarming because Jeff was an incredible human being.
David Hoff, the new head coach of the States, took over from Guy Gosling, of course. This one is just fished around the bowl and ends up all the way at the other end. Didn't have the fluidity we were hoping for in the opening period, and we're getting pretty much served the same cold soup here in the second.
Yeah, they might, you know, the teams are so worked up over the year for this big tournament, for the Worlds or the Paralympics, that sometimes it takes a little time to get going, to get the nerves out. Nobody wants to make a mistake here.
13.5 minutes on the clock. Remember, if you're new to para ice hockey, then it's only 15-minute periods, not 20.
And that's the only difference. Oh. Nice little play by Steve Cash. He makes the stop with his blocker and then follows it in from his blocker into his catching glove. There's a few Canadians that are watching.
Rodney Crane it was with the effort, but again, you take those as training rather than a serious effort at this point. And I think just in front of us are some people who've got some cardboard cutouts that say Canada all over them. So there you go.
They do.
Oh, we've got one. Well, my.
That one.
The briefest of moments is all it takes. And that is all it took. And it's Westlake, the veteran.
Greg Westlake, who wore the C from just after Vancouver, wore it through Sochi in 2014 and wore it again in 18 in Korea. Pass out to Westlake, left hand and in. And that is one thing that Westlake is really worked on, getting that left-hand shot. He had a great right-hand shot for years, but he got that left-hand shot away. That's an incredible action that he hasn't used in a long time. Big one. I know his girlfriend back in Oakville, Catherine's going to be pretty proud of her man.
Well, Westlake catches us all by surprise. Cash being the most important one, and it's 1-0. Advantage Canada. But again, to reiterate, Paul, you don't win the tournament here, but it's psychologically, it's huge to take a victory over such a big team such as the USA. But there's a long way to go in this, and this is a fantastic charge.
I think he's given the penalty to the American for goalie interference. He ran LaRocque over. He just bolted through the crease and hammered him.
Well, they're fetching a scraper for LaRocque. He's flat.
Hey, he's a tough boy, though. You know, he spent a tour in Afghanistan, and you're not going to mess with Dominic LaRocque. I will guarantee his sister and his family are watching back home in Quebec. Yeah, he came through, and he didn't need to do that. He caught his arm, his left arm with his sled. Jack Wallace, not the smartest of play, Mr. Wallace.
Well, somebody just throwing us a question. Is this Greg Westlake's last World Championships?
Never, not a chance, no way. I roomed with him for over 5 years. He's like a little brother. He's a great kid. He's the heart and soul of this squad. And you may take the C away for a little while because he missed the tournament, but you're not taking his heart away. He'll be back.
Jack Wallace will be back, but he'll have to serve his 2-minute penalty for now. So the Americans one down in all aspects.
Bridges with a nice forearm shiver off the draw.
Well, the first goal of this game was exceptionally well worked. Lavin with the assist. Westlake with the perfect finish. This is Bridges. Americans will do well to keep him there. He can't score from there, but he has cut back inside. Billy Bridges doesn't lose possession, and McGregor fires it in. They spill right across goal.
Cash leaves the rebound, and that is not like Cash. Great play by McGregor. It just slipped wide.
Roybal with some tremendous defensive work a moment ago. He's back involved again, but this time he can't dispossess. And another chance coming Canada's way. No, just drifts behind them. Here comes McGregor. Just turning up the heat a little bit. McGregor fires one in. That's comfortable. Little bit of afters.
Rob Armstrong going in to maybe just say hello to Mr. Cash, as a lot of these guys like to do. Unlike Steve Cash to let a play like that leak out of his chest and drop it. We've got some Canada banners right below us.
Still 103 on the penalty then. On the face-off, the USA will come away and immediately give it away. And what they were trying to do was get it long, and on 2 occasions they failed to do so.
That was not a smart play inside the zone.
Lovely little drop back pass. But now the Americans with a 2-on-1 here. This is an excellent charge from Roybal. Can he beat the keeper as well? No,
nice
he can't.
Play by LaRocque, just waiting and waiting and waiting him out. Oh, here comes Farmer all alone.
Not who you want charging down on you. And Farmer nails it.
And that is a big problem that the Canadians have sometime with their power play. They fall asleep for a few seconds. LaRocque made an incredible stop on the first one, and then they allowed Farmer to slip through, take the puck, come in all by himself. Watch this, Alan. He takes it. He slips right through past Costellino. LaHoo is chasing him. He goes left hand, right hand, slides it under LaRocque. LaRocque had no chance there. This kid is so smart. Declan Farmer, if not one of the best players in the world, the best player in the world.
Short-handed goal. That is Farmer doing just what Farmer does and breaking the hearts of the Canadians once again. He is a fork in the side of the Canadian national team, it has to be said.
He is, absolutely, from the Tampa area. Loves the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Well, still some 5 or 6 seconds left of the power play. The Americans have got themselves level, so nothing on the score sheet for either side in the first period. We haven't waited 4 minutes for both sides to disturb the net in the second. That's icing.
You can't let shorthanded goal in, especially these two countries where there's so few big chances, and you allow Farmer to slip through, come in all by himself.
Doesn't that just demonstrate the class and ability of somebody like Declan Farmer in that scenario? Kept his cool, twisted away from the Canadians, and a wonderful finish as well. So
absolutely, that he is just as tough killing a penalty as he is on a power play. Rico Roman, the Midnight Cowboy, with a nice hit.
Big collision. That's trapped on the far side now. May the best man win. It's Canadian possession once more. Henry trying to turn. Picked up neatly and an easy glove save.
But again with a little slip.
Well, it's 1 against 1. Canada and the USA can't be separated. We'll be back in a moment. One apiece, as they were at the end of the first period, inseparable. A goal from either side means we're as you were.
It's another one.
10 to go.
I'm not a big fan of this, Alan. Big win off the draw from Bridges. One of the players on the inside move, and Bridges is out of the draw, and Corbin Smith comes in to take it. Or James Dunn, pardon me, number 9.
Dunn does take it, and it gives the Canadians a chance. Nice turn, that's neat. Smith can't get a shot away. And there is some excellent work from Farmer right in front of his own goal. As good as he is in front of the opposition goal, that was superb. And what a pass that is. If he can get there, he can't.
Sloppy play, though, in front of the net. And the American coach will not be happy with that.
Bridges helping out defensively as well. That's neat. Cozzolino. 3-on-2 here. Can they utilize this? Armstrong down this near side. Smith. Good cycle from the Canadians. Oh, Cozzolino slips at the most inopportune moment. And it allows the Americans to come away now. If they look to the right-hand side,
look
they
at
have
that
two,
speed.
And they might still. This is a huge opportunity, and they've taken it from 1 down to 2-1 up. That is how you become Paralympic champions, with quality like that.
Absolutely, and you could just see the speed as it slipped into the neutral zone on just like a little chip out. But the American picks up the puck from pure speed. Here it is, chipped out off the boards, pure speed. 2 Americans beat the Canadian, comes down, waits, slips it off, left hand in. Larocque had no chance, because if you leave the post a little too early, like he leaves there too early, he's gonna, the 17's gonna slip it in the short side. He stays, throws it over, and alongside in, no chance. But that's pure speed. You can't allow that to happen.
Douglas feeds it into the path of Noah Grove, and Noah Grove does what you would expect a top-class hockey player to do, and he slotted that home neatly indeed. And Noah Grove, just 19 years of age, from Maryland. He debuted back in 2016. This, though, is his second World Championships, and Grove gives the Americans the lead. That's nice from Roybal. Wallace trying to fire one in. He gets all tangled up with the opposite number 8, McGregor. And now it's the Americans' turn to just feel like they're on top. Roybal and Hickey. Big hits on the board this time, and it's getting tasty out there.
Absolutely.
Inside the Ostrava arena. Just trying to calm it all down here. Flicking it forward with the high pass.
Is that going to go? It will go. McGregor in a little bit of trouble in his zone. He decides, and a lot of times this is the best move, Alan, instead of taking a chance and getting the puck lost and stolen in your zone, dump it out, take 20 seconds to relax, get regrouped, as Westlake's doing right now, taking a few extra seconds, playing a game, and now he's set for the draw.
Rolling backwards was Wallace. Westlake gets it away, but able to keep it, Lavin, and it stays inside the blue line as well, so that's fortunate for the Americans indeed, as it's fed through the Hargis. Roybal again using his speed, and that's gone behind his man. Big hit from McGregor again.
Absolutely, a crusher. That hurts the shoulders so much because the boards don't give.
Well, from Tyler McGregor's perspective as the captain, if he doesn't do it, who will? Lavin helps to wrestle possession away from the States, and they make a few changes, and there's McGregor once more.
That was a double smash on the boards, 2 for the price of 1.
It must be specials night here in Ostrava. It is Saturday after all. Racing back is Tyrone Henry. He'll be under pressure, neatly dropped back into the path of Corbin Smith, and his pass is just a little bit overbaked.
Yeah, and they won't be able to change here, and this line is a little tired. That might not have been the smartest play. Tyler McGregor, the captain of the Canadian team now, they come from a line of great captains, from Todd Nicholson when I played, to the great Jean Labonte, to Greg Westlake, and now Tyler McGregor.
You're just showing your age.
Absolutely, I'm proud. I'm proud of the fact I turned 59 yesterday.
Certainly did, and he gets to spend his birthday and the rest of it
with you,
with me. Yeah. It's like a booby prize
in a boiling hot hotel.
Let's not get into that. This is Henry against the boards. He's probably more comfortable than you are in that boiling hot hotel. Chasing him down is Hickey, but that's good play from the Americans once more. But since that second goal, neither side has been able to create too much offensively, but a good example to the youngsters out there of just how important defense is in a sport like this.
Absolutely. You have to play smart D, and you have to be able to back check, or you're in serious trouble, because players are so fast nowadays.
A semi-rested Farmer back on the ice. He doesn't played around the back of the goal, and Smith will get there. If he goes down the line, McGregor might want to chase it, but not against Farmer.
Yeah, Farmer doesn't come off the ice that much.
Pushed forward by Zeech, but that should reach the goalie comfortably.
Smart play by the Rock. Needed that whistle.
Oh, it's Canada 1, United States of America 2 here in Group A. So the world champions are trailing the Paralympic champions here in the Czech Republic. Fair play to the people of the Czech Republic, by the way. Out in their numbers, not only for their own game, but they've stayed out to watch the two best sides in the world go at it. It might not be one of the best games in the world ever. It's not going to go in the history books as one of those, but at the moment, it certainly is competitive. And maybe the other teams watching on are seeing the levels of intensity that they're going to have to try and find if they are to compete. Oh, that's spilled out. That's not good. Oh, miss it altogether. Off the hook, you could say, for Canada. That was a huge moment.
Yeah, Larocque with the big rebound, and then he lost the puck. No icing on that one, Alan.
Well, young Kyle must have thought his Christmases had all come at once when that opportunity came out to him. Head up a little bit too early.
Got too excited.
Oh, yeah.
He's a kid.
He was already writing his tweet to say he'd scored instead of making sure it was in the back of the net. Another chance will come for the US, and that one is leathered forward.
Yeah, these kids with that Twitter and tweeter and all that stuff, that's too much for me.
Oh, you'll get the hang, Paul.
Maybe.
Out on the far side, the tussle continues again. Roybal has had a very energetic first two periods for the USA. This is Armstrong back covering.
Bridges and Roybal, they've been going at it. Big hit there by Wallace.
Sorley just watches on as Bridges now moves in to try and help. Still slightly with the Canadians, and as it fishes its way out, it is Canada that can move forward. The Americans are covering so much ground here. It's as if they've got an extra player. Every time Canada have it, there's no space, and a huge opportunity. What a backhanded pass that is! Oh, and he doesn't get the rewards he deserved. That was simply sensational, and Roybal is getting a huge round of applause for what was aesthetically beautiful.
That was absolutely gorgeous. I am telling you, we're in the Czech Republic, and that was like a great old Jaromir Jagr little slip off. What a play, passing it from his stick behind the back. Gorgeous.
McGregor, oh, that's neat, and that might cause real problems. Westlake, the goal scorer for Canada early doors, and he's just closed down. The forechecking is superb.
Yeah.
McGregor in the neutral zone. What can he come up with? Effort from distance, just palmed away.
Nice blocker stop by Cash into the corner, no trouble. Dangerous up the middle.
Lack of control as it came to Henry, and that one's hit long. And
no icing on the forecheck. Oh, sloppy play right now.
This time it's Henry that has to be strong against Roybal, and a 2-on-2 opportunity here. Lavin got the assist on the opening goal of the game. Unable to change the scoreline for Canada. That's neat. Oh, Roybal takes one a little bit late. He and Lavin stare each other off like a mirror.
Oh, wiped out there by the linesman. It's getting physical.
Any more goals, but it is getting a little bit more physical. I was just going to say exactly the same thing.
It's getting physical, absolutely.
This might just bubble over a little bit here, Roybal.
It will definitely. Nice little play there. Lavin.
1:28 on the clock. This is the maneuver a moment ago from Roybal. Oh, that's simply stunning. Does that actually hit the pipe, doesn't it?
It hit the post. Look at Roybal takes it. He puts the stick from behind, slips it off to him, and he puts it off the post.
Well,
wow.
Saved by the metal, it would appear.
That was an absolute beautiful, beautiful play. I can't say it enough.
Hargis, it is, that had the opportunity. 1:19 on the clock. Smith has got away down this near side, only to find company. And that was from Rico Roman. Roman and Paul's just manoeuvring around the centre ice, whilst this is trapped up against the boards once again, and seem to have spent a fair amount of this game in a very similar scenario. Either side wanting to give an inch.
This is where the referee has to blow it down. You're losing 20, 30 seconds every time it's stuck on the dasher.
Roman burrowing his way in.
Good job, boys. Good job, boys.
That one that just flips up and over the top of Lahu, who then manages to play it back down the line. Hickey, neat turn from him, off the boards to nobody in particular, but good work again, has kept it in the possession of the red team. Crunch goes the numbers. And now Hickey is surrounded and will do well to get away from that. Well, the buzzer has perhaps saved the Canadians at the end then. Well, we've reached the end of the second period here, Paul. Canada 1, USA 2. We had more in terms of goals, but the play was pretty much the same, quite scrappy in parts.
Yeah, the play's been bottled up a lot in the neutral zone. Not the greatest puck movement from the teams. A lot of play stuck on the boards by the dasher. But ultimately, the speed of the Americans have come back to bite the Canadians a few times. And they're going to have to tighten up to get better.
Canada 1, USA 2. There's plenty more to come in this one. Well, there you see it. Westlake gave the Canadians the advantage on 17 with a strike, with a beautiful move from Lavin, the assist from him. Westlake fired the Canadians in, and they were in the ascendancy at that point, but Farmer and then Grove with a lovely move from Douglas got the US in front. Here we take a look. Lavin, great pullback, great work from Westlake.
Yeah, Westlake taking it on the left hand. This is a great play. Just taking on the left hand, forcing Cash to dive down deep. And then here's a tying goal. Farmer in all alone. Lahu tries to cut him down, but Farmer's too fast and too good. Right hand, left hand, and in. And then the second goal again, Farmer. Farmer with a beautiful play there. He's got so much speed. And here's the second goal with Douglas. He sort of makes LaRock commit, and Grove, who you say is 19, but he looks like he's 12, put it in with his left hand. Unbelievable, I can't say it enough, how many times these guys use their left hand.
Well, the stats will show you that it was fairly even in terms of shots. Actually, the USA had one less than the Canadian team, but it is the United States of America that lead here on day one of these World Para Ice Hockey Championships. It's not the final. The World Championship won't be decided here, but as we mentioned in commentary a little bit earlier on, psychology-wise, it's good to get that victory over one of your, well, closest rivals, shall we say. The shorthanded goal, that was a big moment for the Americans. Canada would have hated conceding that, and when they got back to full strength, not only did they keep up with the Canadians, they then went in front. Plenty more to come in the third period. Make sure you join us when we come back in just a few minutes' time.
Zatímco fyzicznie bezpośrednio Allianz was chrání a nabízí vám totiž ke snadnější výběr autopojištění. Můžete si vybrat základní balíček, více Zatímco vy si žijete svůj život, Allianz vás chrání a nabízí vám ještě snadnější výběr pojištění. Můžete si vybrat základní balíček, více ochrany, anebo nabitý balíček pro váš maximální klid. Více se dozvíte na webu nebo v našich pobočkách. Allianz, žijte si.
Dobrý večer, vítáme vás v Ostrava na aréně, teď se nacházíme ve fanzóně, která taky jezdí životem a pokud se podíváte kolem mě, za chvilku ukážeme záběry, tak třeba tady dole, kolem mě, je to takové speciální sleč sáně a už z nich padají věci, jsem tam i holky, je to teda pěkná fůška, to vám můžu říct, pokud si to chcete hlavně vy nejmenší vyzkoušet, tak se můžete podívat, jaké to je, když člověk sedí na takových saních, které jsou v tuto chvíli, ale daleko více uspůsobené jízdě. Ale to jsou takové ty tréninkové pro děti a mají, podívejte se, kolečka a ty kolečka mají poměrně velký rozvoj. Když se podíváte na ty profesionální saně nebo je sleče, profíků, parahokejistů, tak to jsou opravdové nože těsně vedle sebe, které musí držet na ledě. Takže můžete si vyzkoušet, jaké to je, si to vůbec vyzkoušet na takových saních a odrážet se hokejkami. Tak kluci, kdo si to vyzkouší? Ty si to vyzkoušíš. Ahoj, pojď sem na chvilku. Čau, jak se jmenuješ? Matyáši, teď je potřeba nějaká holka, nevadí. Dáme prostor, jsme gentlemani. Prosím tě, co děláš za sport? Člověče, plavání. A líbí se ti ten parahokej, který tady vidíš?
Jo.
A co se ti na tom nejvíce líbí?
Asi ty sám.
Ty sáně jsou krásné. A už jsi to vyzkoušel dneska?
Jo.
Tady to, co teď tam na to jezdí ta slečna?
Jo.
A dělal jsi někdy jiný sport než plavání?
Ne.
No a co tě na plavání baví? Jak dlouho děláš? Prostať? Motýlek? To je nejtěžší, ne?
Ne.
Fakt jo? A jak dlouho děláš plavání?
Asi tak 3 roky.
Výborně, tak držím ti palce plavání a byl jsi na zápase Česko-Japonsko?
Ne.
Jo?
Jo.
A co jsi říkal na tu atmosféru?
To bylo dobré.
To bylo super, že? A kolik jste vyhráli, Miško?
8:0.
8:0, děkuji! Tak můžeš si jít zarazit na saník, na snaží. Holky, ahoj, jak se jmenuješ?
Amalka.
Amalko, máš krásnou vlajku, jednou, druhou. Z koho tady máš? Tačku, mamku?
Mám tvůj tačku.
A odkud jste přijeli? Jste z Ostravy?
Ne, z Havířova.
Z Havířova. A jak se ti líbí mistrovství světa tady v Ostrava aréně?
Je to tady moc hezké.
A ráda chodíš na takové sportovní zápasy?
Jo.
A děláš nějaký sport?
Ano.
Jaký?
Tančím a hraní na klavír.
Tak ty to taky umíš perfektně. No a už jsi zkusila třeba tady tento přístroj, říkal jsi to?
Ano.
A máš sílu v rukách?
Jo.
No tak dobře, ty jsi úplně dokonalá sportovkyně. Tak děkuji tě, Válko, můžeš si pobavit nejenom na sadík.
So welcome back inside the Ostrava Arena here in the Czech Republic, the World Para Ice Hockey Championships 2019, day number 1. Well, it hasn't been bad really, has it? The third period is yet to come though. We're just inside the final 5 minutes of the break between the two periods. Paul Rosen, first question for you before we talk about some of the comments we're getting on the Facebook stream at the moment. You know this team, you know the coaching staff of the Canadian team. What are they saying right now? Because towards the end of that second period, they were getting out-muscled and weren't creating anything to try and get past Cash.
I'll tell you 100% that Coach Babby and assistant coach now, Mike Foligno, who played in the NHL for years, and his two boys play there, they'll be furious at one thing, to play in the neutral zone for the Canadian team. That's what led to Farmer's breakaway goal, and that's what led to the 2-on-0 goal. If you lose the neutral zone, you lose the game. It's critical.
Now, a lot of people are messaging us on the Facebook stream. We enjoy your comments. I tell you what, I've never seen a stream with so many positive comments. Thank you very much. Lots of people watching from all over the place, from Nova Scotia to New York, Ontario as well. Thank you very much to all of you. Just a few of the comments, though, aimed at that wonderful piece of skill from Brodie Roybal that just didn't quite yield the goal it deserved. The end shot coming off the post and deflecting away. That was brilliant, wasn't it?
You know, I've had the opportunity to play with Bridges, Bowden, some great players, Joe Howard from the States, Pedersen and Helge Bjornstad from Norway. I would have loved to play with this kid. He is a genius. What he does with the puck, what he does with his mind, it's like Gretzky-esque, where he's really not even looking at you and he does what he does. It's a great, great opportunity. He is a great brain.
And he isn't just all about going that way. He's pretty good going the other way as well. Defensively, some of his hits here have been sensational.
He's a tough kid. You know, he's a small kid, but he's a tough kid and can do it all.
Well, Sergio is in Miami. Marcus says Canada is going to come back and win. I'm sure that will please my partner in crime alongside me. There again, the look at the goals in the second period. We got nothing out of the first, and all of a sudden, Westlake steps up with a beauty. Great work from Lavin with the assist. Farmer doing what Farmer does and breaking the hearts of the Canadians once again. Great solo goal from Farmer. Good speed and skill. They're 2-1 up. USA 2, Canada 1. Larocque, well, you have to say that there's nothing he could have done about either of the goals. Paul, if you were in net for either of those two, you wouldn't be too disheartened from them?
Well, I'd be upset that they went in.
Well, obviously.
But no chance, really. Farmer is so good with his hands right to left. It's a guess to make the stop. And a 2-on-0, forget about it. Like I said, if he moves off the post too fast, it slips in the short side. He waited, and then it goes in the long side. Little bit of time right now, as there's too much water on the ice, and as a goalie, this drove me crazy, and Cash will not let them start. When there's too much water on, the puck will stop, and they will not be happy. He wants a squeegee to clean that water.
So just a brief delay, then that will give us a chance to talk about what were the coaches hosts said. We talked about Ken Babby being the veteran. On the other side, we've got David Hoff. Then what are they saying to their teams at the moment? Because realistically, at the end of that second period, the USA were starting to take control.
Yeah, I think he's going to be pretty happy. It's his first time behind the bench with this U.S. team. They were coached for a long time by Jeff Sauer, an incredible guy, and then Guy Gosselin took over for the Paralympics when Sauer died, and he's got to be happy. There's a few things he's going to work on, but he's got to be happy with their speed.
Away we go then. The third period starts with a huge hit and a potential breakaway. Chance here for Canada. Can they level it out?
No.
Bridges, no! Oh, late call. I tell you what, Sorley has already gone right past the referee with his arms out to the side. They've called it for the hit, I think, but Bridges rifles it home. Not going to count.
This is going to infuriate Coach Babby. Kevin Sorley hammered the American inside the neutral zone. It was a beautiful hit, but then as the play started going up, he hit the American in the neutral zone. That's the interference, and that's what will drive the coach crazy. He had the puck there. He's not calling interference there. We might not see it, but he hits the guy in the neutral zone, and that's the interference. Kicks his stick away, or pushes his stick away. That's a selfish play, unfortunately. Not a good play. And that was a gorgeous shot by Bridges in the top corner, but no goal.
Well, he promised us the spectacular. It was a hell of a finish. That one safely into the glove.
And now they're killing the penalty, so you go from a beautiful hit, bone-crushing hit by Sorley, to a semi-break, to a wicked goal. All of it's wiped out, and now you're killing a penalty.
Wallace there, you see, firing it straight down the middle of the goalie. And Larocque wasn't going to get beat by that one. He won't want to get beat again this evening, truth be told.
Westlake doing his best to hold on to that puck without getting a delay game penalty.
US trying to build from the left. Great block. And they'll have to start again. Farmer.
You watch the way the Americans hit and cycle that puck and move it around, and nothing is stagnant, everything is moving. Complete puck movement. Liam Hickey throws it down. And like I said, Hickey from Newfoundland and Labrador, we had one of his teammates say hi. That's a long way. Have you ever been to Newfoundland and Labrador?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, beautiful place.
Hickey picks up the pieces, but they can't get it too far away on this occasion, and that one's flicked diagonally into this top right corner.
Tried to make the perfect pass down for deflection. Sometimes you don't need the perfect pass.
And the story of the second period was lots of these players and the puck being wedged against the boards, and that's exactly what we're getting a little bit here. But the Canadians on this occasion won't mind.
Oh, stole it.
Chance, good save. Big strong left hand on another big hit, and Roybal, well, he's the Royal Roybal. It's absolutely sensational from him.
Yeah, it's a little too close there on the steal to do anything, but again, that steal will drive Coach Babby crazy. They kill the penalty off, and Sorley will go to the bench.
The ripped jersey out there as well. It shows you the effort going in. Corbin Smith seems to have a little tear in his
Farmer
jersey.
Lost his stick, and he's still going strong.
Another neat stop.
Well, I was watching the bench there for a second, Alan, and one of the great things about having good coaches is having the opportunity to teach. And you saw Coach Babby go up to Sorley on the bench, and I'm sure he's talking to him about, hey, that was a great hit, man. Just don't go over the edge with the little interference penalty, because that was a real good shift and a good hit.
Crane back out on the ice. Armstrong as well. And well, since going back to full strength, Canada haven't been able to start anything that even closely resembles an attack as they loop one in. Oh, they were looking in the direction of McDermott, the Americans.
He hasn't played a lot. A couple of Americans now getting some rare ice time. That's a young line coming out. Dunn, Smith, and LaHoo. You can add those three up, I don't think you'd get to my age.
Well, there are 4 members of this Canadian roster that hadn't played in a World Championships before today. I'm sure Babby wants them to get some time on the ice, and why not in the group stages. Smith just watching out for the hit coming. It never did. And Smith has squirmed away. That's impressive work on his belly.
Yeah, we call that the walrus. Graham Murray used to do that from Gravenhurst. Slide along his belly.
Paul, Canada just unable to do anything offensively so far in this third.
Yeah, they're getting bottled up. They killed that penalty really nicely by having the puck on the corner and really communicating well. But they're off a little. They're not playing the way they want to play. But again, this is a preliminary round. You never want to lose, but you always want to learn.
You don't want to learn to lose.
No, that is true.
Bridges at the face-off. Up against Rico Roman. And a big win for Bridges. Crane trying to leave it for Armstrong. Bridges in the corner, just trying to create something. Waiting in the wings is Westlake. This one's fired back, and that will go over the blue line, but Canada won't mind having to start again. Westlake and Bridges getting themselves back on side.
Westlake coming in on the heavy forecheck. There's going to be a big hit here.
Couldn't get there in time. Good speed. Excellent work from Chris Douglas. And that's super work from the Canadians. Hickey flying through the ice, but just couldn't get enough space for the shot. McGregor trying to find Bridges. That didn't come off. The McGregor sliding in.
That was another great back pass by Westlake.
Oh, and a gap right down the spine. Good save. Larocque stands firm.
Big stop by Dominic Larocque, getting as big as he can and stopping that puck.
Something the Canadians are going to have to work on. That's not the first time tonight that all of that space has just appeared, and the Americans have nearly profited again.
Yeah, there's been way too many mistakes in this game.
On the back of the net. Fed in for the shot. Blocked almost at source. And Henry just pushes it away. Back of the hand. Unorthodox, but useful.
Yeah, sometimes not the best play to put your hand on it.
Lavin trying to chase down. This is neat work from Farmer. That's 1-2.
Wow.
Still going. Twisting and turning and not able to find the first pass he wanted, and then he just flicks it round the boards.
And he gets it again.
Try and go and get a breather. Shoulder to shoulder. It actually lent Hargis on the floor. Oh, and that could have been painful. Wallace
open.
Waiting for it if he can get it. He can't, and it's Canada's turn to try and come forward and build something.
Oh, Cosolino gets hammered by Wallace.
Lavin waiting, just hoping for it to squirm its way out, and there he is, picking up the pieces, feeds it inside. McGregor, Armstrong, works its way back here. Cozzolino takes another big hit.
Yeah, Dom's been getting his bell rung a few times.
They were hoping to pull that back to Crane, who might have been a way out, but it would have been a lot of space for him, and the US come away down the far side. Jack Wallace it is.
The Americans were chasing a little too much now, and here's Roybal out of Chicago, favorite team, the Blackhawks, coming in.
Roybal has been nothing but brilliant in this game, you have to say.
Yeah, Roybal and Farmer. Wrecking crew.
Oh, they've a little stick to the face there, and I'm not 100% sure how much he meant initially, but well, whilst that all kicks off, we're going to go for a short break. Well, Leroux has kept Canada in this one, Paul. They only trail by the solitary goal. It's USA 2, Canada 1, but they need to be doing more going the other way, don't they?
Yeah, you can't fault Leroux for the 2 goals. There was really no chance. He's made some big stops. Canada's got to help him out a little transition game.
Roybal again, busy, creative, explosive, squashed.
That's a huge snap.
I don't know who's getting that. That's Roybal, I think, getting it on the slash. It is Roybal. So Hickey gives him a beautiful, that's undisciplined. Hickey gives him a beautiful hit in the corner. Roybal's upset by the hit, and he whacks. Here it is. Oh, it's on Westlake.
Oh, that's really indisciplined, isn't it?
Yeah, because he made the hit, he's coming up, and he hammers Westlake in the hand.
Did you see the grimace on Westlake's face afterwards?
Well,
I wouldn't want to be Roybal on the ice next.
No, and Westlake has a long memory. He'll be ready, and he'll take the pain of that hit for a goal here to tie it up. I will guarantee you that. Nice play to keep it in by Hickey.
So 2-minute penalty. Roybal out of the game for now. Can Canada make the man advantage pay this time around? Hickey lays it off. Bridges trying to find space, all right in front of the goal.
This is their opportunity.
Yeah, Armstrong couldn't get there, and the Americans still have possession with Wallace. Back out of the blue line he goes.
Too many soft hits, too many drive-bys. You have to take the man. Wallace goes around 3 guys. You just can't do it. It's too much.
This is Armstrong. Allows his teammate Hickey to take it off him. And Hickey now out to Bridges. Westlake on this near side. McGregor.
Nice pass.
Looking for Armstrong. It was just in front of him. And it's slammed away. And they lost possession here. Huge chance. And no, you don't want Farmer there. Good save again. Maybe a little bit too at him. Well, that was the last person you wanted running down on you.
But again, a clear-cut breakaway from a sloppy play on the blue line. And a great stop by Leroux. They come back and win this. Somebody's buying Leroux a Pepsi tonight.
De Quebec trying to get rid. Didn't go as far as he probably wanted, and then Bridges tries to go over the top.
Frustration is setting in.
Yeah, Farmer able to pick the pocket somewhat, but Canada desperately need to try and find something, an opportunity in front of the net. Smith gonna have to try and do it on his own. That's
Nice
a nice squid. Oh, off the outside of the post. Can't get much closer. Levin, who already has an assist in this game, nearly got himself a goal as well.
Lost the puck there.
Good play. Levin goes from distance. Neat and safe from Cash, as you expect.
Young Smith was a real nice play there. I saw his parents in the crowd. They've made the trip to the Czech Republic. Not a lot of parents can afford it.
2-1 United States of America.
Almost short-handed. Almost short-handed.
USA 2, Canada 1. Deep in the third period, just 4:14 remaining on the game clock. Canada just need to create that one clear-cut opportunity. McGregor here. Bridges and Farmer colliding. That's from deep, and it might fall to Bridges. Squirms away to McGregor, right across. Well, there would have been nothing Cash could have done if they could have converted in the right direction. Oh, there's a face full of sled for Hargis from McGregor. Oh, and that's bounced off his back. Hickey gets away with one. Westlake, his pass doesn't find the original target. The captain somehow keeps hold of possession, but then Bridges just got caught napping by Farmer. 3:25 on the clock.
Very good forechecking by the Americans, forcing sloppy passes.
Roybal back on the ice, so we can expect the unexpected again. Good chasing from Hickey. Strong as well.
Right
and that
in the
might be
middle.
the chance they want. Oh, good defensive work from de Quebec. And now from defense to attack. Fed off. Good save.
Oh!
And then does excellently afterwards as well. And they all pile on. Good luck sorting that one out, ref.
Absolutely. That's what you'll play for, something like that sometimes. Great stop by Larocque. A second stop. He didn't realize that the puck was right in front of him. Here you go.
Yeah.
Clear cut.
We don't call
Farmer
anything.
again.
We want you to calm down.
Plays the defenseman, throws it over with a beautiful pass to Pauls. Great stop by Larocque. Rebound comes in by Roybal. And Smith slips it into his goaltender, who's down. Big stop. Just misses it. It's laying there.
No surprise that
And
Roybal was in there at all. Farmer and Hickey it was that had a bit of a disagreement, and Farmer gets pulled away. Paul's trying to help out.
And Armstrong slips it into Larocque, but I'm telling you, Dominic Larocque, we talked about game stars and the way they're picked. If Dominic Larocque doesn't win this, if Larocque does not win the player of the game, referee's making McGregor come back on the ice, and he kicked one of the guys off.
Coach, I give you a warning.
He's yelling at Coach Babby.
I think he said, I'm giving you a warning. There you go. 17-18. That's how even they've been here in these face-offs. And this is the highest number of face-offs in a game here on day one of this tournament as well. So that's how competitive it has been. Lavin can't get there ahead of Josh Pauls. And Pauls it is, the captain, who leads the charge of the White Brigade. Across the line comes Farmer, but those white jerseys are held up eventually, and it's Bridges back there. We've got just over 2 minutes. Can Canada take us past the third period? They'll need an equaliser first.
LaRock is under the net. The net's empty, Alan.
They pulled him, unsurprisingly.
That's a hand pass.
Well, top two in Group A goes automatically through to the semi-finals. But if you lose this opening game, and this is an if you lose this opening game and then have a bad day against Korea, you've then got to play in the quarterfinals as well. That's not what you want.
No, but Canadians calling a timeout. The referee is extremely upset with Coach Ken Babby, and I don't know why. Babby tried to call a timeout, Alan, and he's not allowing him to call the timeout.
A little bit of controversy towards the end. And we will have another face-off in the neutral zone.
Putting LaRock back in because the draw is in the neutral zone.
Some nifty work from the coaching staff as well here, just trying to figure it all out. Bridges battling, Levin in there as well, and they break with Roybal, but that's an excellent tackle from McGregor. Armstrong will come away, Westlake in front of him if he can find a pass to him. He can't, and they can't get further enough afield to pull the goalie again. Stolen by Farmer, that's big.
That was huge. Killing some time getting it in, and Armstrong wants to set it up to get LaRock out of the goal.
Lavin off the boards near side. Looks for the captain.
That's going to be icing.
And here they come then.
Wow. Somebody's going here.
Hargis involved, and it's Hargis that's heading towards the penalty box, I think.
I will guarantee you that there will be unhappiness on the U.S. bench. You take a penalty that far away from where the action is, and now give the Canadians the opportunity to pull their goalie and have a 6-on-4.
Well, this is such an important puck drop right now.
This is huge. LaRock will come right to the bench as soon as the Canadians get possession, and now the timeout is being called and granted by the Canadians.
Well, it's certainly rather scrappy in these last few minutes of the game. It feels like the clock has barely moved, but 60 seconds for Babby to say something. Paul, what can he say? Because it's not like they've been pushing at the door and they've been unlucky.
Okay, so this is exactly, being in the scrum before, this is exactly what he's going to say. He's going to say, get control of the puck, immediately get it into the blue line. We're going to get LaRock off for the extra attacker. Now it's a 6-on-4. Now they have to get isolation on one guy, no matter how the box is played by the Americans. There will be an opening for one guy. That guy has to be Bridges with a bullet shot. You move the puck around, transition around, isolate Bridges, I'm going to say down low, where he has the opportunity to shoot, or maybe slip it off to Westlake or McGregor. But the key is getting possession and moving around. You've got 1:11 seconds. That's an enormous amount of time.
So let's just set the scene for this one. USA 2, Canada 1. Player in the box for the US. And that is Josh Hargis. And we expect Canada to pull the rock as soon as they can. McGregor then starts to come. LaRock starts to move towards the bench.
There you go.
Can they create this one chance? Hickey with the left. Tries to go short side. Doesn't work. The accuracy wasn't there. And they don't want to give this away. Great pass across. Lavin, his shot's deflected. They're going to go from distance. Just wide of the right-hand side of the post.
Wallace beats the play.
Wallace chasing. Given away by Wallace, is it? No, he tries to square it. 30 seconds to go. Bridges, neat little layoff.
Wallace is trapped now.
Missed it. And off the boards again. Hickey, 20 seconds. One last swan song. Have they got something with 15 to go? Westlake. Lavin, can he get
Farmer.
there? No! And Farmer will make this 3-1. Well, that'll be one of the easiest ones he ever scores. Declan Farmer finishes off the game. There's only 5 seconds on the clock remaining. That becomes irrelevant. USA 3, Canada 1. Paul, talk us through what we've just seen.
Well, Canada got they panicked a little too much, and it's the neutral zone we talked all night. They lift the puck, they lost it. Farmer picks it up and puts it in, last nail in the coffin for a 3-1 loss. And Babby's not going to be terribly upset about the loss, but he will be terribly upset at the way they lost. A lot of mistakes that have to be addressed in practice in the neutral zone. And I will say it 1,000 times, you must win the neutral zone to win the game.
Well, just 5 seconds remain here. It's going to be a defeat on the opening night for the reigning world champions. And it's to a team that they know all about. That is the game. Section of the spectators releasing ticker tape into the air. It's a 3-1 victory for the United States of America. The new coach of the US couldn't ask for anything more there, could he?
Yeah, you know what? The US is going to be happy. The group ahead of us are from Norway. They just love Canada, they told me. This, you have to learn from games, and like you've been saying all night, it is a preliminary game. It's not a medal game, but there was just a lot of play that has to be cleaned up. And tomorrow, Canada will play Norway. Canada plays Norway tomorrow.
I don't recall as scrappy a game in a Canadian jersey as that in quite a while. So that's what Coach Babby has got to address, isn't it?
There's no doubt about it. Now, if... Okay,
Westlake took the first goal of this contest on 17. Farmer levelled it all up short-handed. Grove from a beautiful assist from Douglas. And then the final goal of the game, well, an empty net. Farmer was just never going to miss.
Well, the two stars in this game, if they're not LaRock and Farmer, I would say I'd eat my hat, but I'm on a diet right now. But I'm going to say Farmer and LaRock.
How many calories are in a hat?
I'm not sure. It depends what it's made of.
All the presentations are being done by the ambassadors to the Czech Republic of both Canada and the United States of America here tonight. So they've been watching the game. One will be happier than the other. And
wow.
Well,
I'm 0 for the day.
So 22, Noah Grove.
He's a good player and he played well, but come on, Farmer was everywhere.
Oh, Noah Grove gets the Player of the Match award from the United States perspective. I'm with you. If this doesn't go to LaRock, I'll be surprised, because it would have been more tonight. It really would have been.
Oh my God!
And Westlake takes this award. Well, we don't hold a great deal of stock in these decisions.
But you know what, Alan? I love Greg. He's like a brother. but he'll be the first to tell you that Larocque has to get that. They let 7 or 8 in without Larocque and his stops. It's just that sometimes the goalies are not respected the way they should be. And yes, I'm biased. I hold a card-carrying member.
Well, it's victory for the United States of America. Well, an interesting and intriguing day one comes to a close in terms of the action. The big boys faced each other and the USA came out victorious 3-1 over Canada. Well, Paul, as you were saying a little bit earlier, there's a bit of work to do here, notwithstanding the fact that these are great players already in these Canadian jerseys, just looked a little bit disjointed at times. Now, let's switch this to the other side. The Americans will be delighted with that start, a 3-1 victory. At times, they really did dominate the play. In a moment, we'll see the highlights, and you can talk to me about that, but the Americans have to feel very buoyant.
Yeah, I think they played the game they wanted, a little sloppy too, but for a first game, they'll be very happy with that. And anytime you beat Canada, they're going to be happy. Canada has to get back to the drawing board and work on a few things. Goaltending was superb, but they have to tighten up in the middle of the rink. They'll do it. They'll work this week. You have the whole week to work. I guarantee you they'll come out very strong against Norway. The sad part of playing Canada after a loss is you have to play Canada after a loss, and Norway's going to be in trouble tomorrow. But it'll be a different gold medal game. Might not be a different outcome, but it'll be a different game.
Well, we've been impressed by a lot of the action here today. Out of all of the 4 games, I think it's fair to say this one has been the most disjointed. It never quite got going as we thought it would do. It wasn't one of the classics. It wasn't Pyeongchang. It didn't have the battering of the last World Championships either. So plenty more to be offered by these two teams. Plenty more to be offered by us as a tournament as well. Let's take a look back at the action.
So the first play, you had Farmer coming in. This is Westlake's goal. Slipped it off from Lewin. Westlake puts it left hand in. Really nice goal. Westlake, the player of the game. You've seen that a few times. Really has worked on his left hand over the years. And here's Farmer's breakaway. Farmer comes in, has it on his right hand, over to his left, back to his right. Larocque breaks his stick, and he throws it up in disgust. Couldn't really do anything about it. Farmer right hand, left hand, right hand in. Beautiful goal. Larocque breaks his stick. And then here's the 2-on-0, which it should never happen in a game of 2-on-0. But a beautiful pass. Douglas has it. He waits. Throws it over to Grove, and Grove closes the deal. And then the final, well, here's it again. Douglas to Grove and in. No chance for Larocque. And then at the very end, Farmer steals the puck like he's done all night. He may have to spend the night in the Czech Republic jail. He did so much stealing tonight. But he takes it and slides it into the yawning cage for a 3-1 win.
Well, they don't call it an open goal for nothing because it was wide open and Declan Farmer, well, just wasn't going to miss from there. I love the fact that he went as close as he could to kill a little bit more time. There was just 5 seconds remaining as he struck that. So there you go. That's the results of Group A. An entertaining first day of action here in Ostrava. Korea winning out 3-2 against Norway. The USA, as we've just witnessed, taking out Canada 3-1. So at the moment, Canada sit at the bottom of the table. I'm pretty sure that will change over time. Tomorrow's games, Norway do take on Canada as the battle of the bottom 2 teams. The United States of America will have to fight off a buoyant Korea after their opening day win.
This was a great first day. First day of the 2019 World Championships back in Ostrava. I'm really looking forward to the rest of the week. Thanks for a long but a very good day, partner. Appreciate it.
Japan, Italy, Norway, Canada, USA, Korea, Sweden versus the Czech Republic. This place will be bouncing once again here. The Ostrava Arena has seen a full and fluid day of action. Tomorrow, hey, we just do it all over again. 9:30 in the morning. Make sure you're with us. Japan versus Italy, Group B.